Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning into the Nightly Sports Call. Give me a call tonight, 412-575-2600. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight, and could they be sold? There's a guy with a lot of money that seems to be interested in buying the team. Thomas Tull, who's a minority owner for the Steelers, is reportedly willing to throw $1 billion at Bob Nutting for the Pirates. Now, the Pirates and Nutting have said in the past that the team is not for sale. Probably one of the main reasons because it makes too much money. But I'd imagine a large percentage of the fans out there wouldn't mind something like this happening, considering the way Nutting runs the team more like a business. And a lot of fans want the Pirates to be run by a fan who wants the team to win. Gene, what do you think? I mean, this is just like this is one of these stories that is thrown out there. Might not happen. Maybe he is interested. It sounds like he is. And this guy has a lot of money, but, you know, what would it take to buy the Pirates off of a guy like Bob Nutting?
I don't know. It always sounds like no amount of money is going to get the Pirates off of Nutting. I know Thomas Tull. He's a good guy, great baseball fan. He's a member of the board of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. Has great interest, obviously, in baseball, and has produced baseball movies, including 42 and Fastball. I know he would love to buy the Pirates, but our information at the Post-Gazette is that that's not going to happen.
That it's not going to happen. So, well, you know, I kind of didn't think it would happen, but, you know, just to start to get the names out there, I mean, I know it gets fans excited, and it makes you wonder that all these fans and social media and people excited about the Pirates possibly being sold, makes you wonder, does Bob Nutting have a problem on his hands here in the next couple years with attendance? Maybe the ratings are going down. I mean, it seems like he could potentially lose money if this team doesn't win again.
Absolutely. No maybe about it. Ratings have gone down considerably 2 years in a row, and so has attendance, as some of us predicted the day that Neil Walker was traded. The Pirates have big problems, big looming financial problems. They do.
All right, so if you're interested in talking about the Pirates tonight, give us a call, 412-575-2600. Also, the Steelers, they have a big game, a division game coming up on Sunday. Le'Veon Bell is the AFC Offensive Player of the Week this week, and he'll be a big focal point for the Steelers and for the Bengals coming up. This is a team that ended his season in 2014. Well, it was at the end of the year, but also 2015 in the middle of the year. And after that game in 15, he called them a lot of these guys dirty players. Vontaze Burfict probably leading that charge. Do you expect it to get out of hand again this week? It's a rivalry, and I know it's going to be physical, but, you know, I tend to suspect it will.
Yeah, I mean, there are two teams every year that can, you know, really make a mess of things when it comes to the Steelers, and that is the Ravens and, of course, the Bengals. And, you know, exactly why those things happen. You know, it's not always all the Bengals or Ravens' fault. I mean, the Steelers are, you know, really involved in this kind of emotion too. And those are the kinds of games that tend to get out of hand. Nobody would be surprised if it happened again Sunday.
Yeah, and the Steelers right now are basically, what, a game and a half up on the Bengals. They could pretty much put the division, they could be, what, almost 3 games essentially clear of the Bengals.
This is not even halfway through the season.
I know, but, you know, you would think, though, that you win this game. At least I'll think that you win this game, and that could really change the whole dynamic of the season. All right, well, we're going to take a break. Back with your phone calls and some of your tweets coming up next. Stay right there.